everybody, and welcome back. Well, not welcome back. Welcome to my first ever full YouTube video. I don't think I'm gonna do sound effects, but let's imagine clapping. Yay! So in this video, on the screen is me drawing on my iPad a design for my birthday lookbook, which is an idea that I had very randomly, and I won't say makes a lot of sense, but I wanted to see my character in cute clothes. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the only point of this. I'm going to probably have it out on my birthday, so look out for that. I don't know if this video is coming out on my birthday. I don't know what plan I have. I have like trigger finger when it's like to posting, so I want to post everything. So I might literally post this tomorrow after I record. So I was thinking about things that I could talk about while this video goes, and the only thing I could think of was a Bollywood movie that I watched a couple days ago. The movie is called Mehndi. It's made in 1998. This is kind of a commentary, but it's also not at the same time because there's not a lot of visual information. So we're just going to be putting stuff together. I also have not checked how to pronounce any of these names. My fault. I know how to say most of the names. That's not even true. I'm not even gonna give myself that much credit. I know how to say the common Indian names, but the ones that are less common, which are still great names, I'm not gonna say that I can pronounce correctly. So I think we're having like a kind of a bad day. So I feel like the thing that we do is we watch Bollywood movies when we want to scream and yell at the TV. And Tubi has just great movies for that. If you want to watch a terrible movie, go on Tubi. So we were scrolling and we saw a poster. I'll put it up. I'll put the poster up. I saw this poster of the movie, and look at it. It's such a cool poster, and you assume that the movie would be a cool movie. There's like those revenge Bollywood movies are so chaotic. And then I read the description. I'm pretty sure the description went something like, a new wife marries her husband, and then her in-laws terrorize her, and then just to get back revenge or something like that, right? Now it's perfect. That is exactly what I want to see. But the thing is, I did not want to watch a 2-hour movie at the time. Did I watch all 2 hours of this movie? Yes, I did. It sucks you in. It like pulls you in. The best part of this movie was Rani Mukerji. I'm gonna try, guys. She is the person on the cover of the movie. She is a very famous actress. Let me think. The movie came out in 1998, and I have here that Dilwale Duniya Le Jani came out in 1995. So I'm pretty sure she wasn't in that movie. I'm just thinking like look-wise, basis-wise. I'm pretty sure she had already did like Kuch Hota Hai by this time. So I have no clue why she was in this movie. Because it's such a low-budget movie. Which is not a bad thing to be a low-budget movie, but I'm like, you were just in Kuch Hota Hai with Kajol and Shah Rukh Khan, and then you turn around and you do this movie? Okay. It's kind of just random. But I love Rani. She's great. I haven't seen her, I don't think, in a main lead role ever other than Chalte Chalte. So starting off with the movie. I literally have a list here. I have Act 1. I don't have all the full movie, so maybe we'll just start with Act 1 and then discuss that. Act 1 is a long montage of, the main character is Pooja, So that is Rani Mukerji's character. And her new husband, Naranjan Chaudhary. Oh my goodness, if this is not right, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. But it is a full-on montage of them getting married, the full Indian marriage. It's beautiful, it looks great. It is kind of boring because of there's no actual anything happening. It's just showing that they love each other, and great, amazing. Then we see her traveling to her in-laws' house with her husband. Then we meet her husband's mother and sister. So this is the big bad in-laws of the movie. And I think that it's hard to say when watching the movie to see who this other character is, but I believe that with the mother and sister was the in-laws' neighbors, but I'm not sure. From what I understand of Indian culture at the time, I'm not sure if this is still a cultural practice. The daughter-in-law and the son still live with the in-laws. So the wife moves in with the in-laws, and that's where they live all together. I believe so. Please correct me if I'm not right. My information comes from movies and some anecdotal evidence. So the mother-in-law in this movie is Hamani Shivpuri. That's so sad. She was in KG3 2001 and Dilwale Dunya Jani in 1995. She's like the pinnacle of. She's mother. That's my example. My example is that she's mother. That is how I can describe it. We just basically learn that the mother-in-law and sister-in-law in this movie are terrible from this first scene. They're really annoying. They're talking about like she doesn't have a lot of money, and well, the sister's talking about that, but the mom's kind of just being like, your dad's gonna make it work. Your dad's gonna work it out. Like, it's gonna all be okay. She pushed their Rani. So they're talking about the dowry, basically. This is terrible commentary. Then we meet Bilu, who's played by Arjun. I've actually never seen a movie with Arjun in it. But he is definitely a queer-coded character, if I could say that's an understatement. And he's dancing at the, I'm gonna say, wedding reception. Actually, wait, I haven't said it's a wedding reception because the neighbor ends up coming up to the husband and being like, the new husband of Rani, and being like, go to your wife. So maybe they're just dancing at the house. He's dancing at the house. It's very confusing. But Pooja it's the next night after her wedding night, and she is with her husband's little sister. So there's the older sister and the little sister. She's with the little sister, and the Pooja goes to the temple with the little sister. The little sister ends up going swimming. We learned a couple of things in this conversation. That Pooja is a devout woman. She is very much believes in Hinduism and their gods, and she seems like a very respectable woman in her community. The little sister is doing kind of like the little sister thing. She's just running around talking, screaming. I'm gonna be honest, she's super annoying in the scene. She's like jumping in the pool, not the pool, like a lake, out of nowhere, and you just with this woman. You just jump, oh my goodness. But the little sister then tells, the little sister-in-law, let's refer to her that. The little sister-in-law tells Pooja that her husband had many women chasing after him, and that one woman even killed herself because he rejected her. If I ever finish this story, that will come into play. Then we see literally this is how fast all the story things go on. Like, I'm not even just using bullet points. Like, this is how it goes in these movies. We see the husband doing some business stuff where we learn that he needs money for his company. He talks to his parents, the in-laws, not his in-laws, but the in-laws, the Charlie family. And they're like, we were supposed to have money now that you got married from the dowry, but Pooja's father does not have money. He's a minister and he doesn't have money from the dowry. It's insane. I can't believe we even have to struggle finding money. He should have money, which you're broke, so I don't know why you're expecting other people to not be broke. Well, the parents tell the husband that he needs to go and basically bully money out of the father. He refers to Pooja as a bucket and her family as a well, and you have to dip the bucket in the well and then get something from it. I don't really understand this analogy perfectly, but I understand they're using Pooja to get money from the in-laws, which is bad. Got that. From what I understand, again, I have context clues from this movie. I am not an expert in any of this. I don't think anybody is surprised that I'm not an expert in this. But from what I understand, it's a big deal to go back to your main families. So if you're Pooja, it's a big deal for her to return back to her family house after being at the in-laws house for like a couple of days, I'm assuming. They make it into this like big festive thing. Pooja gets ready to go to her family's house with her husband, the mother-in-law, and the older sister. End up going up to Pooja when she's leaving for this big, like, everyone's excited for, like, this is a big deal. And they go up to her and they try to convince Pooja to give her dead mother's jewelry to the older sister-in-law. I'm gonna assume they're gonna pawn it. That's what, actually, they don't end up pawning it. So they were just doing it to be annoying. It's crazy. But it's this really beautiful headpiece jewelry, and the neighbor ends up seeing this and being like, it's crazy, you shouldn't do that. But Pooja, being the sweet and respectable daughter-in-law, gives the jewelry freely, and with, I guess, the understanding that she would get it back, but like, no one ever said anything about that. So then we travel again to Pooja's family's house. We meet Pooja's dad and little sister. The little sister I refer to her as a prank queen in my notes, as a joke. She does this thing where she busts up the chair and then puts a bucket of water underneath the chair, so when Pooja's husband sits on the chair, he falls through and falls into the bucket of water, which is definitely something. It's funny if it's a family member, a person you know, it's the first time you're meeting them. I would be absolutely not, I hate these people. So, what we learn from this instance is that we see in a scene that scares me, genuinely. We see the husband of Pooja creeping on the little sister as she's jumping up and down with joy. He's being so weird. I don't even know what he's looking at. Honestly, is it like a boob thing? In the face he makes. I would like to add an anecdotal point. The Pooja's husband looks like Junie from Spy Kids. I should have said this in the beginning, but that's my main thing. And also, the father of Pooja's father looks like the Monopoly Man. We see okay, moving on. We see multiple scenes We see one scene after this of her husband being a total creep. The sister offers, he's like taking a bath outside, and she offers to like wash his back. Very like, I guess, trying to be like in like a sisterly brother relationship, since they're, you know, trying to bridge that. I'm assuming, I want to say this is hopefully common and not weird, because then if it's not common, then this is weird. My sister thought it was weird. I wouldn't do this, obviously, but, you know, to each their own, I guess. I don't want to be judgmental. Anyways, she's trying to be sweet, which you know, that's what is important. And the brother, Pooja's husband, is like grabbing her, and he's like shirtless, and she's like washing his back, and he pulls the hand down to his chest, and it's horrifying. I screamed. It was terrifying. So she like runs away, and she's like, I gotta go. And I don't need this. I don't need this aspect in this movie. Remember when I said I was gonna skip most of this movie? I watched this entire, this is like, it feels like a full 30 minutes of this movie. It's just set up. But we move. So, the husband ends up asking Pooja's dad for money. So this is like what the parents were saying. Asked Pooja's dad for money, and he nicely says no. And it's very, sorry. He says, this is gonna be funny once I get. He says no in a very nice way. Like, he gives like a full long explanation that he can't afford it right now, but he would love to, and if he could, he would help, and you know, he could help him in another way maybe. And then he turns around, and the husband is gone. Just in a crazy cut. And then he makes the Monopoly Man surprise face. This actor makes this face in this movie multiple times, and it is hilarious. So the husband dips, fully leaves Pooja there, and it's super embarrassing. Like, he doesn't leave the room, he leaves the house, he leaves the building, and he proceeds to go to his mistress's house. He's talking to her, and I think he asks her for money as well, but she says no. Which, okay, you didn't bounce then. Crazy. In the room, we also see, again, we cut to the woman who's playing an instrument, and she comes in. I refer to it as the sex room, guys. We see a woman, it says, we see a woman playing an instrument in the sex room. And she comes into play later. Again, if you ever see another part of this video. Also in this exchange, we see a mysterious man outside who hears this whole interaction. He's like looking through a window. It's very random. It does come into play, but when you're watching it, it's so confusing, because where is he? Who is he? What is he doing? It doesn't make any sense. Even after I know what happens, it still doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, we're gonna have to stop there. I genuinely thought I was gonna be able to finish the first act of the story in the time that this video was done, but no, I yapped so hard. I have too much of me yapping. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Hopefully I get better at this in time and can cut down some stuff. This is really exciting for me. I appreciate everybody's support. You can follow me on Instagram at MUNAMUSKIE, and on TikTok, same handle, Twitter, everything, same handle. Thank you guys again. Please subscribe, please like the video, and have a good night.